overview of, you know, the entryway, the restaurants, the bar and the lounge, the patio, the apartment itself.
Yeah.
So that's helpful.
It is.
Especially, you know, when you just have pictures and printed material, it's a picture. But there's something else about, you know, the moving picture that's a little more, got a little more integrity.
Absolutely. Yeah, we did some YouTube. We have them on a YouTube channel for Masonic Village, so that we're able to send out a YouTube video.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Very impressive.
What we will do is when we send out this presentation to everyone that signed up, and also at the end of this video, when we post it on YouTube, we're going to link all of your information as well as the links to your videos or whatever else that you want us to put on there, so that way people can find you easily to get in contact with you, to learn a little bit more about the community. So I think we're gonna get started. I already hit record. So what I'm gonna do is share with you my screen. And then, Jay, we talk about staying and aging in place, one of the first couple of slides. So I will turn to you when the time comes and then invite you to share what you would like to share with us.
Excellent. That sounds great. Thank you.
All right, just one second. Let me just find my things.
And Olga will be able to have access to this recorded Zoom event. Okay, that's great. Thank you.
To the Zoom that you can share this with anyone that you want, because you participated, as well as the workbook that I share on the screen. I just want to make sure everybody can see this clearly. Okay, so welcome everyone. My name is Olga St. Pierre, and I am your local realtor here with Keller Williams Real Estate in our community. I wanted to welcome you to our evening's webinar and workshop where we talk about different senior living options. What I'm excited about today is that instead of me talking about the options based on my experience working with my clients, I actually invited some of the professionals in the industry to share with you what do these communities truly offer, some of their experience, the best question to ask. So I'm excited to get started and have them share their wealth of knowledge. Just wanted to tell you a little bit about us. As a team, we have been licensed and working in New Jersey and Pennsylvania for the last 11 years. And our mission is truly to help anyone with some planning to become a homeowner. And once they become homeowners, is to truly be a member of the community and be a responsible homeowner. We help you pretty much move anywhere in the United States and Canada. We have a state-of-the-art relocation services. And please consider us your yellow pages nowadays, right? We're virtual. Our concierge services, we have state-of-the-art marketing plan, home improvement contractors, assistants, senior services as well. Anyone that you can think of to help you in your planning, your next stage of your life, we do have those resources. So please, we encourage you to call us, to email us. We're happy to help. We're here pretty much every day. So that's a little bit about us. And here is the plan for today. What we're going to talk about is why considering different retirement options. I'm also going to ask you in certain questions for you to ask yourself to kind of, help you think about what is it that you should consider, right? We're going to touch upon different types of retirement living options, and I will have some suggestions for you, as well as our panelists as well will have some suggestions for you on basically where to go next, right? If you were to start today, whether you are looking for a new community, a new place to live in yourself, or your family members, your kids, you're trying to help your parents, where to go next, where to start, to help you and make this decision process as easy as possible, hopefully. So that is the goal for today. So the first thing that we're going to jump in and talk about it, because I hear this more often or not, is the idea of being able to stay in your home. So a couple of things that I want to run by you that I want you to start thinking about is this, okay? This is what I hear a lot from the clients And, this is what I hear from kids of families that we work with is that, my current home will be the best possible place to live within my post-retirement years. And here's what I'm encouraging you to think about is that our ideal home does evolve throughout our lifetime, right? So the best home for you for the next stage of your life may not be the same thing that you truly loved when you bought your home, and maybe you were starting your life together and you were thinking about having kids, right? So now your kids are out and they have families and homes of their own. So I'm encouraging you to think about where you are right now and to truly determine if the home that you're in now is going to provide you that freedom, that convenience, and better care that you need right now in your stage of your life. The next thing is my current home is the better option for me because I'm going to continue and have a social life and I'm still going to be connected. I actually had a conversation with someone today where she said, my home is great, but what happened was most of my friends moved away, right? So if you're thinking that you're staying and you're still going to have your social life, other people may have other plans and, they may not feel the same way. So sometimes you think one thing, but you staying in your home may actually result in growing isolation and loneliness later in life. So just keep that in mind. It may become challenging as you age and as your friends may make different decisions. It's less expensive and more financially secure for me to stay in my current home. And I always ask people to think of this a little bit more because it's not just about not having a mortgage on your home, okay? What you have to remember is that as you age in your home itself also ages, right? So you need to look at the bigger picture of the things in your home that are big ticket items that cost a lot of money because everything is wearing with time, right? And what we're talking about here is your roof, your heating and air conditioning system, your windows, siding, your basement, okay? So, and also, are you able to manage those repairs and actually handle them and keep your home in tip-top shape, okay? So when you're combining potential care costs of staying in your home and also living in your home may be ending up a more expensive option because you're not realizing everything that goes into it. Okay. I also hear the fact, well, it might be easy to get care that I need at home. And that may or may not be true, right? And this is actually why we have Jay here with us, because this is something that he does, that he can help us to kind of understand, if someone says, yes, I can take care of my home, I definitely want to stay at home and continue living there through my golden years, here's what some of that planning may be. So some of these questions that we ask, and Jay, if you want to jump in and use this, but one of the things that I ask everyone when they are trying to make decisions, whether they need to move somewhere and find a community to live in or not, I always ask them to grab a notebook and just start writing some of these thoughts down. And these are the questions that I suggest that I have asked my clients as, if you want to stay at your home, here's some of the things that you need to ask yourself. So Jay, did you want to jump in now and talk a little bit about, what you and your company do at this point?
I'm more than happy to. Thank you very much for inviting me, first of all. The company I work for is called Friends Lifecare, and we are a Quaker, not-for-profit organization. We've been around since 1985, and we're a very unique organization in that it's really a combination of financial protection and then access to care and coordination of that care if and when you ever need it. The model is based on the financial part. It is like people might have heard of or looked into long-term care insurance. We are similar on the financial side to long-term care insurance. What I mean by that is this is a planning tool, and you're talking about options and things like that, and that's really what our company is all about, the ability to offer people different options. And one option could be to stay in your own home, as you've been talking about, but our plan is portable. So we have many people that have our plan, and it is a underwritten product. So you can start doing this as young as 40 years old, and we sell this plan to people up until their 85th birthday. The price that you pay is based on the age you are when you start the program. That's the incentive for people not to wait. There is a health element to it. That's what I mean by underwritten. You can't already need care and get this. You have to buy it before you need care, healthy and independent. And then you choose with a large variety of options how much financial protection that you want. That is very similar to long-term care insurance, where we jump over the line and go to a different area, and where the unique part of Friends Lifecare comes in. If someone has long-term care insurance and they get sick and they need care and they want to stay at home, the insurance company has nothing to do with who it is that's going to take care of them, the qualifications of that person. Are they insured? Are they bonded? Are they going to show up on time? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday schedules is different than Tuesday and Thursday. The weekend's completely different from that. Someone in your life has to assume that mantle of what we call care coordination. That is the key to Friends Lifecare. When someone joins our program, they start a relationship with one of our care coordinators when they first join. We don't wait till you need care to start that relationship. So you have an advocate for healthcare going forward that is unlimited, regardless of what size financial plan you have. They're unlimited in their access. They help people with questions like what Medicare supplement to buy, if they need physical therapy after a knee replacement, where's the best place for that? How about transportation back and forth from those things? They're there to provide all the things so people are not burdening their children or their family for those types of things. And it allows them a better chance to stay in their own home. They could move to a 55 and older community. Once you have this plan, you can move anywhere in the United States. So if they're looking to move somewhere else, we can coordinate and get care anywhere in the US. You have to be a resident of Pennsylvania or Delaware to buy this, because we are licensed as a CCRC in Pennsylvania and Delaware. But once you own it, you can move anywhere. But that's the real key, without going into a lot of detail, about preemptively planning, having a way to protect your assets. We all know how much it costs for home care. Our plan also pays for assisted living or nursing care. You can go to any assisted living or any nursing home in the United States, and the benefit amount, we pay that to any facility in the US. But most of the people that are interested in this, one of their motivations is they don't want to go to an assisted living or a nursing home. They want to stay at home, but they don't want to burden their family, and they want someone with the expertise of this Quaker organization that's been around for 30 years, that's what we've been doing. They trust that trust factor is there, that we are going to be there to help them through all of these things. That's what I do. It's basically, the care is what they call custodial care in your home. Medicare was one of the things you had on your slide there. The easiest way to explain what something like this pays for is when Medicare stops paying, when someone gets to the point where they're no longer showing signs of improvement, and they plateau after a hospital stay or even before a hospital stay, Medicare and your supplements stop paying. So you're basically self-insuring after that, unless you have some type of plan in place. And that's really what the financial side of our plan is on. And I'll say one other thing, and then I'll turn it back over to you, because people, we have other people to talk. I used to sell long-term. I've been with Friends Lifecare 16 years. For 5 years before that, I sold traditional long-term care insurance. So I'm a big believer in financial protection. There's a lot of different options out there. They have, there's plans now that are, that's a combination of life insurance and long-term care insurance. There's a lot of ways that people financially plan for this. Some people feel they have sufficient assets to self-insure. What's unique about this product is, and where when I joined Friends Lifecare, what I really noticed right away was our people that are interested in us are not necessarily, the money might not be the main motivator, the financial protection. Even if someone has the ability to self-insure, they still need that coordination piece. So that's why we offer so many different options, and you can design your plan because the coordination, the care, the access to the coordinator, when we place someone in your home that we have vetted, we've done the background checks, we've done all of that. We also bill you at our not-for-profit rate for that person. So even if you're self-insuring for some of this, you're going to pay at a lesser rate than what you could find on your own. One of the things on your slide was someone could find home care on their own. Mm-hmm. Very difficult. You're sort of at the luck of the draw of an agency. Mm-hmm. You're hoping someone good shows up. Mm-hmm. And next Monday might be somebody completely different. That's really why people enjoy our services, is that you have that coordinator to help someone through all that. So it's a combination of having a plan, the peace of mind of knowing you have it. It is there if you need it. It is portable. You can stay in your own home. You could downsize and move to another home. We move with you. If you go to an assisted living or a nursing home, the financial benefit pays towards that. So it's very all-encompassing of all of those things. And people, when we sit down with them, they really design the financial part of it to meet what they're trying to accomplish.
Do you have the ability to have some kind of a initial consultation with clients where they may be able to ask you questions to see if this is the right fit for them or not? Sure.
You're going to give out our website afterwards. We do. We were doing the luncheons also for years. That was our main form of. We did seminars all the time, and now this comes along. So I do webinars now. So our website, there's an hour-long webinar that you can watch. It's recorded. You can watch it. We also have live ones that we do also. But you also might just want to get in touch with me directly, and we can talk over individual situations. We even have, for people that have looked at long-term care insurance and maybe have been declined because of a pre-existing medical condition. We realize the value of that coordination piece. And we have designed plans, just as an example, someone with Parkinson's, automatic decline for long-term care insurance, not an automatic decline for us. As long as they're not needing care right now, we can give someone a plan. Now, we might, on our end of it, reduce the amount of the financial protection they can buy because they have that pre-existing condition. But they still can get the coordinator, the access to the care, and all of those things. So many times we'll get couples that one of them goes through the underwriting with no problem, and the other spouse has issues. Before we designed some of these plans with medical issues involved, when we were strictly more like long-term care insurance, I would just have to say to a couple, well, we can, Mrs. Smith, yes, you're fine. Mr. Smith, we have nothing for you. And many times that couple would say to me, if you can't offer for both of us, we're a team here, we're not interested. But now I can say, well, Mrs. Smith, we have a plan for you. You can buy whatever size financial plan you want. Mr. Smith, we have a plan for you, but it's reduced on the size of the financial. The good news is you get the coordinator, the access, all of our aides at our rates anytime you need them. Many people are thrilled with that because they've been down the road of trying to get protection and have been declined for.
Awesome. Well, this is really great. I think I'm going to probably watch some of your webinars a little bit more to be able to learn, but I think the opportunity that exists like that, because I can't tell you how many times I speak with clients and they say, nope, they're going to carry me out of this house. So this, may or may not work. So
I've heard that too. Yes. It'd be, if we all could have the ability and the crystal ball to look ahead and know how everything was going to happen, that would be great. But to have an advocate to help you through the ups and downs, the bumps and bruises, this is not strictly end of life issues. This is for knee replacements, hip replacements, slip and fall, need care for 6 weeks and recover from it. So it is not just strictly the end of life issues. It is for most of our members getting care. It's not the end of their life issues that they're dealing with. It's a bump in the road that's come along and we're going to help them through it.
Great.
One other thing I'll just mention, 95% of our members that are getting care now, that have our plan, are getting care in their home. Only 5% have gone to an assisted living or a nursing home. We base it on safety. As long as the person wants to stay at home and is medically safe, we can arrange just about any level of care in their home. If they need to have physical therapy, we can arrange to drive them to it or have the therapist come to their house. A family trying to handle all of that, it's an overwhelming, life-changing, emotional, financial, upside down, topsy-turvy to the whole family. And that's really what we do. And that's what we're trying to make sure people realize, that part of it, to have it preemptively planned and what's going to happen and who's going to take care of you, it's a great peace of mind factor.
Well, that's fantastic. And to go along with what Jay suggested, this is the list of questions that you will get as well, that I encourage you to think about and say, if your plan is to stay at home, here are 5 important questions you need to ask yourself to determine if this is the right move for you. So let's jump right in, and we're going to actually talk about other options, right? So other options are, if we're talking about heading out of your home and going to live somewhere else, here are some of the questions that are designed, that are here for you to help you determine the right choices, right? So when you have some time, this is why a notebook is always extremely helpful. And for those of you that have been to my webinars know that I suggest notebooks for just about everything, to jot down your thoughts and make your plans. It's even, I think, even more critical as you're trying to plan out the rest, your golden years, where you're heading and what you're planning on doing, right? So
they're great questions.
Absolutely. This is a great general scope that I share with everyone in terms of costs, right? And it talks about the level of care. If people are starting to look at actual retirement options and living in the community, here's something, because people always ask me, well, what do I get and which one is going to be most expensive? So this is a great reference point that is included in your workbook that you can kind of refer back to as you are trying to make your decisions. And this one is also great as well, where it's more of a chart where, if you are heading out in the right direction and heading up, some of the more costliest options for you are going to be, dementia, Alzheimer's care, memory care, nursing home, and then hospice care. Okay. So a lot of people found this helpful because they were asking me, well, what kind of range are we talking about? I think this gives you a good of a frame of reference for you. So let's jump right in. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the independent communities, and then we're going to invite our panelists to talk a little bit about their communities. But if you are feeling great and you don't need to have, to be on campus where potential care may be a need for you, right? A lot of the times we're talking about just independent living, okay? Active adult communities, a lot of the times they are 55 plus. You don't have to buy it. There are options where you can rent something that is specifically age restricted. There are condos, there are single family homes. So it's up to you, right? So you need to decide if this is a good option for you. If you are looking for specific amenities that these communities offer, where it's physical like golf, recreational items, entertainment, like social part, right? Because a lot of times these things are already covered in your monthly fees. Okay. The good thing is that a lot of these communities are also part of larger, like continuing care communities that are all on one campus. So a lot of the times that's also is convenient. What I do recommend is that when you visit communities, use a checklist to review your options. And for each type of communities, we are happy to share with you a checklist. It will help you make sure that all of your questions get answered. It's kind of like, jogs your memory and says, okay, do you offer this and do you offer that? We have those checklists available for you that we can also send to you that I think you'll find very helpful as you are planning your visits. So now we're actually heading into other communities, and I wanted to invite our panelists to share with us on what these communities are. What are the campuses? What are we talking about here? So Linda, I wanted just to invite you and, just introduce yourself, which community you're with, and share with us what you think is what people really need to know about campuses.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me to participate with you tonight. But I represent Masonic Village at Burlington, and we are located in Burlington Township, New Jersey. And a little bit about us is we were known as Masonic Home of New Jersey. We have been in existence since 1898, owned and operated by the Masonic Charity Foundation, a fraternal organization. And in 2007, though, we opened our doors to everyone. Prior to 2007, you did need to have a Masonic affiliation. That's no longer true. Everyone is welcome to come to Masonic. We still are owned and operated by the Masonic Charity Foundation. So that mission that they have always had for our residents, families, and staff are still present today. We are a continuing care community. Thus, the reason our name now is Masonic Village, because we truly are a village. We have 66 independent living cottages that we built in 2018, and they range from a 2-bedroom that's 1,540 square feet up to a cottage 2 is a 2-bedroom with den, about 2,000 square feet. And right now we do have 6 that are brand new that are still available. So we encourage you, if you're interested in that cottage style lifestyle, carefree, we take care of all the maintenance, repairs, lawn work, even the housekeeping in there twice a month, a meal plan. But we encourage you to come and see our cottages. But if you're looking more for an apartment style living, we do have that as well. We have 167 rental apartments. So our cottages have an entrance fee plan, but our apartments are strictly a rental. So there's no lump sum of money due up front as there is in the cottages, but they can range all the way up from a 500 square foot apartment up to our largest, which is a 1,250 square feet apartment. Again, all the they have housekeeping twice monthly, maintenance, repairs, all those things are included in the rental as well. But moving into our independent living community allows you that plan for the future if and when you ever need it. As Olga said about aging in place, that truly is our belief here, is that we want you to age in place in your cottage and your apartment. But if it becomes unsafe for you, or you need that higher level of care, you're no longer able, because of the level of care that you need, you have priority to move on to a higher level of care here over anyone on the wait list. So we do have assisted living, we have memory care assisted living, we have skilled nursing, we have nursing home, as well as subacute short-term rehab available. We even have hospice care here. So we're able to provide you all levels of care if and when you ever need it. So it is a great community that in normal times, I would encourage you to come and see through. Now, as we've all seen, it's really a virtual world. Many of us didn't know how to do these Zoom meetings. We can do it at the drop of a hat. So we can do things that way. We have regular presentations where we do what was a lunch and learn that in person, but now we do it through a webinar. And we also do tours, virtual tours. I am able to, though, give a tour of our cottages because our cottages are offset. Sorry, my light just went off. I just have to for a second.
You have to move around.
There you go. Sorry.
That's dangerous.
I know, it is. So you, but you can come and see our cottages because it's offset on the campus. So I'm able, know that if you come to see our cottages, we do screen you. You have a screening form just like you do at the doctor's office. Take your temperature. And then if everything's good, you'll come in and tour and we can sit and talk in our cottages. We can even show you pictures in-house, videos of our main campus. Our main building houses our restaurant, our cafe, our wellness gym, that's state-of-the-art equipment, our activity center where our residents participate in groups, clubs. So I encourage you, if you want to know more, please reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you about Masonic Village. I've worked here for a really long time, since 1982, so I can tell you that if you don't hear it in my voice, I have quite a passion about our community. You'll see that most of our staff have had great longevity here, and I often say that says a lot about the community, about the mission, and the care and responsibility towards our residents that everyone feels, and especially during this pandemic, because we have seen how this has affected everyone, from our staff members, our residents, our families. And it's changed a lot of things, but it's brought everyone closer together, I believe. So we instituted new measures here that we didn't have in place before, such as meal deliveries. Prior to the pandemic, residents came in, to the restaurant, the cafe, to have their meals. We've instituted meal deliveries, 3 meals a day if they so desire, even to our cottages, to our apartments, and that will continue. We did just open up dining 25%, so last week. So we are doing some in-house dining now in our restaurant, but meal deliveries still continue. Shopping, so that our residents didn't have to go out during the pandemic. We did their shopping for them. We carried groceries and such that were delivered directly to their apartments and cottages. So a lot of things were instituted that will continue. So good things came out of this. But yeah, so I definitely encourage you to reach out to any information you need about Masonic Village. I'd love to share that with you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Mary, would you please share with us what Juniper has to offer? You are on the Pennsylvania side.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about your community and what someone can expect when they're visiting.
Well, I feel like I want to say what Linda said. There you go. Only in Pennsylvania. No, but honestly, if we were, Juniper here in Bensalem, even though the company was founded by Lynn Katzman in 1988. The community here is Juniper, maybe close to 4 years old. It used to be a very long-standing community called Wood River, which many of the folks in the Bucks County area are more familiar with. Since taking this community and of course doing many rehabilitative changes, you know, to the physical presence as well as, you know, policies and procedures and things like that. There's also been a $10 million renovation to, you know, the common areas, the entertainment areas, activities. We've got a state-of-the-art wellness center, which encapsulates doctor's offices where we have 2 on staff, an indoor pool, a spa, a fitness center. Again, the fitness center is state-of-the-art with, you know, that computerized equipment that remembers you when you get on. You just whiz your bracelet up against it and it knows it's you. And which actually the pool and the fitness center, again, prior to COVID, got quite a bit of use. It was quite popular. One thing that was actually brought to my attention by someone that had called for information the other day is that she was particularly fond of the community because of its accessibility, again, in Bucks County to New Jersey and to all of the beautiful green space, like Valley Forge and Washington Crossing and things like that, which she likes. So again, she's got the convenience, you know, she's got the fairly good convenience of a short ride to shopping and things like that. But again, as Linda had mentioned, we do the same type of services. We do have 5 restaurants, part of the $10 million renovation. We have the 32 Club, which is reminiscent of Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra. It looks like, you know, with a big stone wall and the fireplace, but it's all kind of retro / modern furniture. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's bi-level, it's enormous. And that's where we have a lot of our more eventful type activities, like small Broadway shows, entertainment that's musically oriented. We also have 2 auditoriums. We have a brand new, beautiful library. Again, it's tough, you know, Linda, we can't show this stuff just yet. You know, we can only show people the first floor, and I can show them 3 of the 5 restaurants. But we've got a beautiful outdoor lanai that is, I want to say, approximately 2,000 square feet with an outdoor stainless steel kitchen, which we also have lots of entertainment. And I'm kind of leaning on entertainment again because of something that has been coming up in the last few weeks, more so as the COVID challenge has become more prevalent. And I will get to all of our other amenities, but I am seeing something, and I don't know if Linda or Jay or Olga, Jess, are hearing any of this, but calls from families that are worried about their parents or other loved ones, you know, an older sister, a grandmother, that mom was fine, and all of a sudden, and this is, we jump the gun as children of older folks. Oh my gosh, I think mom's getting dementia. Well, there's this thing that we're seeing, and it's COVID related. It's isolation.
Absolutely.
It's pure isolation, because when we have the opportunity, and we did for a couple of weeks up until just last week, to actually welcome these folks into our community and interview with them one-on-one, Nothing wrong with them at all. They just need to be around other people, which now leads me into the benefit of being in a community. An all encapsulated community. Now, I have to be honest with you. I thought I'd go kicking and screaming out of my house, but it's like, I can't wait to get into one of these. I mean, you've got the meals. We happen to have a little bit of a unique program as far as dining goes. We offer, in addition to having the 5 restaurants, and you know, you can have anything you want, from a pub burger, bacon and eggs in the morning, a croissant and a cappuccino or an espresso at, you know, our newsroom cafe, to, you know, having a filet mignon and lobster tail in the 32 Club. Now, with that $400 a month meal credit, which is included in the cost of our rents, whether it be a contract C or a contract A being rental, or the CCR, as Linda had alluded to, the CCRC, continuum of type of care. You can use that credit for yourself, to bring your family to dine in the finest dining room, to come for coffee. And I have to tell you, it's something that, believe it or not, as minute as it might sound to some, people think that's really the cat's pajamas. We do have apartments that are starting in our assisted living at approximately 400 square feet for a studio, going up to a little under 900 square feet for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, or a 1-bedroom deluxe, which is a very large 1-bedroom with 2 baths and 2 almost walk-in closets. We also have right on campus, which, you know, I like to think of as one-stop shopping. Again, assisted living, personal care, skilled nursing, rehab, and this is all in addition to your independent living. Now, you can live independently with your contract, which is a CCRC, or live independently with your rental contract with a 30-day notice to vacate, you know, 30-day renewable notice. We're quite flexible in that. We do have a community fee, as all do. But again, what I find is appealing is that, again, for instance, mom or dad take a fall and they break an elbow, they break an arm, they have to go to the hospital, they need a little more care. They can come right back home and they can go into our skilled nursing, they can go into our rehab, which is provided by Genesis, which is right down the hall. So you don't have to go to a rehab center and stay for a couple of weeks, whether it be rehab for a broken bone or occupational therapy for, you know, a stroke or some type of cardiac event. Again, we are about 12 buildings, but they're all connected, as if you could imagine the shape of a spider. We are the hub where the main entrance is, with our offices, our business offices, and kind of like all the central located administrative things. And then the hallways go out. Now there's elevators and of course exits all over the place. And we do have, which I failed to touch on, we have 2 beauty salons, which of course, if you go to your beauty salon, there's an extra charge for that. But the fitness, all of the fitness facilities, the exercise programs, which we have a program called Connections, and in addition to kind of like a stretching life, alive in all seasons program, where we encourage everyone to participate in something. So be it swimming in our pool, or taking art lessons in our art center, or yoga, Tai Chi, weather permitting. The residents like to do it out on the lanai. Anything and everything. I mean, we have Bristol River Theater come in here and perform their shows. Again, that was pre-COVID. Post-COVID, we happen to have, and as I had mentioned, to digress a moment with the premature thought of mom getting dementia, I like to say that if your loved one comes into a community with all that is going on in the world, and us, you know, having the threat of yet another COVID outbreak, and again, mixed with the regular, you know, seasonal flu and things like that, they might be in the house where they want to age in place, maybe for another year. I mean, who knows? Unless they have family very close by and kids that have the time to go to the bank for them, to come and bring them their supplies. Again, they're going to be at a loss, because I have never run into a resident that has wanted to ask their hardworking daughter or son to please come by after work and bring her prescriptions, you know, anything. And of course, probably like Linda's community, we work with different pharmacies that do the delivery, with places like Giant Direct that do food delivery. And of course, we have transportation. But what is important regarding isolation is that you're insulated from being exposed to delivery people or having to get someone to run out for you again in these COVID times, but you're not isolated. So there's still people in the community that will care for you, will talk to you when they see you walk down the hall, unless of course you must stay in your apartment. Then we have, as I was explaining to Olga and Jessica the other day, our activities. We've had a marching band go right down the hallways, you know, to each wing, doing Tai Chi and stretching exercises, yoga, things like that. Again, in each little quadrant of the hallways. And the residents, you know, you keep your doors open. We have virtual tours to different gardens and countries and cooking lessons and things like that. I mean, we have something on the docket to learn how to cook. I just got it the other day. Egyptian culinary lessons. You know, so it's quite interesting. Again, it would be the answer to someone, I believe, planning to be living alone, at least, or the couple. I mean, we've got several couples here that even lead our own residents association that would always have some kind of connection. And that's what we're looking for, to enhance the quality of people's lives, not just to be a place to go, but to give something, to add to, and to be able to take back as well, because this is quite an educational business. And it's quite an honor to be able to help this older population in any way. And just again, to applaud all of you folks that are providing these services and, you know, being advocates and concierge, so to speak. It's amazing. And I might say it's long overdue. So I thank you, and thank you for the invitation and the time.
Oh,
I welcome questions, and I'm hoping that you'll pass my information along should anyone want anything additional.
Thank you, Mary. You know, the way I explain in my own understanding what a continuing care community is. It's almost like a college campus, right? You have a school of business, you have a school of education, you have your student center where the cafeteria is. And I think it gives people a good understanding, you know, what you can accomplish on one campus. Does anyone have any questions for Mary or Linda in terms of what is a community like that can offer them?
Did Deb go somewhere? Where did Deb go?
No, she's still there. She just doesn't have her camera on.
Oh, okay.
Mary, do you have houses or just apartments? Cottages or just apartments?
Apartments.
Apartments.
Yes, but the our apartments actually, each apartment on the first floor, and we've got they're 2 levels. The community is all 2 levels. Each apartment has either a balcony if it's on the 2nd floor or a walkout. I'm actually looking at the screened-in porches right now, and it's quite lovely. In other words, you don't have to walk down the hallway and out the entrance/exit. You can just walk out through your patio and go right to your car.
Okay.
All right, anyone else can think of any other questions?
I just wanted to thank you so much. This was so helpful, and I'll look forward to getting in touch with you, Olga. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you
my
so
pleasure.
much.
I know
Thank
you have
you.
to run. Yes, I know you have to run, so don't worry.
It was so helpful and interesting. I'll be really looking forward to talking to you. Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you
Nice
so
to
much.
meet you, Deb.
Sounds
Nice
great.
to meet you.
Just a
Thank
couple
you.
things that I can add for everyone before we wrap up. But in terms of what's next, you know, this is what I always suggest to my clients who either are doing this for their family members or for yourselves. Get a notebook and write down, what are you feeling, you know, what is it that you want to do? When do you want to get accomplished? I also strongly suggest to everyone to do this sooner than later, because sometimes people don't realize that unfortunately later can come a lot sooner than a lot of people anticipate, and then it gets really, really tough and stressful. And, you know, if you do decide to stay in your home, right, let's do a home safety assessment. This is what we help you do and figure out and make sure that your home is actually a safe place. You know, where we talk about actually do a room by room overview and help you maybe do some kind of contractor recommendations on the work that you may want to do in your home. And if you do decide to visit retirement communities, I encourage you to visit a couple of different ones so that way you can compare and see what each community offers and which campus you like the best, right? That just like you're shopping for colleges and you're going on college tours, right? You do the same thing on the community. This is why Linda is here and Mary is here to help you understand that there's people that are around to help you and help you make your decisions that will be best for you and your family members. So
Agreed.
absolutely. And I do have checklists that I can share with you that you can take with you as you visit each community. So this is what I have for you in terms of what's next. This is pretty much what I had to share. If anyone else wants to add anything as a last minute thing, let's do it. And then we can wrap it up for the evening.
Okay. The only thing I want to say, Olga, is to encourage folks to not only, I hate that, well, I don't hate that phrase, but make sure you're measuring apples to apples, so to speak. And that's one thing. But make sure, even though, and I certainly learned this from my real estate background, they can say, oh, well, you know, well, we have a pool, we have a fitness center, we have a patio, it's all included. Well, you know you're paying for it somehow. Do you need it? Will you use it? So you want to pay for what you are going to use, or the, as in both my and Linda's campuses, what you think you may need, given perhaps a little issue you might have, like being able to go from independent living to personal care to skilled nursing. You know, again, it's kind of, I hate to say step down, but it's the step aside, and then, you know, you can get your personal care, and then maybe you'll be well enough to come back to your independent living. But maybe you don't need that product. Maybe you don't need to put all that, you know, buy into that lump sum. Maybe you want to hold on to your money for whatever else you want to hold on to it for.
Right.
Rent an apartment, just like in the outside world. The cost is going to be a little higher because you're going to get all of these amenities included, including all of your utilities, your cable, everything that I had mentioned before, the access to the wellness center, which is not just, 2 doctors on staff, but, nurses, CNAs, round the clock. So again, the things you want to consider is you want to consider the possible clinical aspect. And even if your current aspect is totally independent, that's okay too. Come in and rent. Do you agree, Linda?
Yeah, I would.
And rent is kind of like try it before you buy it, because you can rent, decide you love it, and then, hey, if you want to buy into this concept of CCRC, we will take the community fee and apply it towards the next community fee, and you stay exactly where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And your monthly payments will go down as a result of you having the larger community buy-in fee. Is that correct on your end as well?
We do our we don't have rentals in our cottages,
Okay.
so they are truly an entrance fee, and then our apartments just have a one-time community fee that's not very large.
Yes, as do ours.
Yeah, and those are strictly rentals.
Mhm.
What I would say in following up on you on comparing communities also is
Mhm.
if you're looking at price sheets for various communities or CCRCs, know the difference between a fee for service and a Lifecare agreement, in the sense of,
Yes. Good point.
maybe a Lifecare agreement is going to be a higher entrance fee, a higher monthly service fee. A fee for service, which is what we are, a fee for service is a lower entrance fee and a lower monthly service fee. Both plans give you that care for life. It's just a matter of how you pay for it. And I often say in a Lifecare agreement, both are great plans, absolutely. It's whether you want to pay for it up front and have that, monthly service fee continue as you need the higher level of care, assisted living, skilled nursing, it would stay the same. Or do you want it only when you need it? So I've had two people that moved into the cottages, fee for service. They lived there a year and a half, and unexpectedly passed away. Had they done the Lifecare agreement where they paid for that really plan for nursing care, the nursing fee for moving over to assisted living or skilled nursing, they never used that. So, again, know the difference between both. And I've had people that said, I know I'm going to go to assisted living, Linda, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to that community because I know before long. And truly, I respect, again, it's what's right for each person. And we all have been in this business for such a long time that we care about you as an individual. So if you select a different type of community, we're happy for you. We want you here, but we're happy for you because we know that you've done your research, you've looked for what's right for you, and you found it there. So, but that's why we encourage you in these kind of talks. It's really hard to get into the details. That's why we want you to come and talk to us. To know what we offer.
Like this.
Yeah.
You can always do a face-to-face Zoom.
Yeah, we do that often.
Mhm.
But it's just us and
Because it's confusing, don't you agree? I mean, it can be very confusing.
Absolutely.
And I always suggest to sit down and have a conversation with yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be realistic. Where are you now? Where, like you said, you had a client that knew that they were going to be assisted living.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen just about 50% of both people that are in total denial. I'm well and I won't need it.
Uh-huh.
And then later on, you find out that, the husband's gone into renal failure and, maybe they should have perhaps picked a different contract.
Right.
So really sit down, as Olga said, take your notes. Use whatever guide Olga is going to provide everyone, and make sure you really ask the good, hard questions. And don't be afraid to. You're not going to, ask. Nothing is a silly question. Nothing is, it's your life. It's your money. It's how you're going to live your future and live it the best,
Right. I often encourage people to have that conversation with our residents who are living here.
Yeah.
Ask the residents those questions that you're afraid to ask us.
Right.
So make that connection with our residents here, so that you can ask the question. And I'm sure, probably, I don't know that I've had anyone that said I made the wrong choice. I should have waited.
Yeah.
More times than not, I have people say, wow, I should have done this so much sooner. So.
Well, hopefully Don and Barb and Bev at least know that they've had the benefit of speaking with all of we professionals, and with myself, and I'm just keep saying myself and Linda, we kind of know what we're talking about, and I think you're getting the real deal here. You're getting authentic, because it's about giving you what you need.
Absolutely.
People will come into me and they have their whole at first meeting, they have their financials with them. So it's a very intimate, it is a very tailored to you, your needs and your desires. And if anyone tries to sell you a one-size-fits-all, run.
I agree.
It is not like that, and it doesn't have to be like that. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Well, ladies, this has been great. I'm learning a lot too. All right, any questions last?
I'd just like to add one more thing too.
Absolutely, Jay.
On my side of things with the mentioned fee for service, a lot of our members are thinking about and looking at continuing care retirement communities, but maybe not right now. And they have our plan. And if they move to a fee for service community, that pool of money goes with them. So that helps offset those costs.
Oh,
down.
wow.
Lost me.
So that is very desirable, where someone, in their 50s or 60s or 70s that aren't quite ready to move to that community yet can get a head start on having a financial plan in place, because just like the ladies were mentioning, the longer you wait, the more complicated it can get. On our side of things, the more expensive it gets.
Right.
The younger and healthier you are when you start this, it's not that bad at all. But when you have a lot of medical issues, it can become an expensive, and someone waits till they're 80 years old to do this, it's going to be very, very expensive. But if you do it in your 70s, it's much more affordable.
Right.
And usually you don't have as many medical conditions, and you can get through the underwriting a lot easier. But it does, our plan really is with the options of all of those things. And we have some people that have our plan move to a type A CCRC where everything is included, and we were the bridge to get them there. In other words, what happens if something happens before they move there? We cover them. Then they move to the CCRC, the type A, with everything paid for. They just cancel us. We did our job. We got them to that next step. Then they moved on to the next step, but they had the peace of mind of being covered in the meantime.
Right.
So we have a lot of people that do that also.
Fantastic.
An awful lot of notes from you. I really did. I'm looking forward to getting your information.
Hi, Don and Barb, did you guys have any questions? You need to unmute yourselves if you do.
You're muted.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I know, I just wanted to say it's a little overwhelming to have the information, but it was very helpful to have folks with different perspectives on different types of facilities, and also a plan which we had heard of but never found out anything about. So there's a lot of food for thought. We got a lot of notes here.
Back in
That's
school,
only
right?
part of it, but
There's so much to consider.
oh, yeah.
It's a lot.
Just
Are you
buying
in
a
an
house.
apartment now, or are you home? Are you in a
No, we
home?
have a house, a
All house?
9-room house.
We've been in this house for 45
You're
years.
gonna need Olga. You definitely need Olga.
All right, everybody, we're going to wrap it up for the day. I hope this is first of a couple different ones. I truly enjoyed having you here. I'm learning a lot because my parents are getting to that age where I'm starting to think these questions as a family member to help them make plans. So I truly appreciate you sharing your time and your expertise with us. And we will forward you the copy of the workshop as well as the copy of this recording. We'll make sure that we add your contact information to all of the information so everybody can get in touch with you. All right?
Good.
Thank you very
so
much.
Thank you so much,
everyone.
Jane,
And
Linda.
you'll send us their information as well.
Absolutely. Yeah,
This has been amazing,
Good.
and I look
We'll
forward to
have a
the
follow-up.
next one. If I'm invited,
absolutely. Thank you so much. You have a great evening. We'll hopefully see you
Thank you.
soon again.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I'll do the
Bye-bye.
same. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you, Don and Barb. Bye, Bev.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Linda, Jay, see you
Bye-bye.
later.